Here's the two extremes you see, and neither one of them are good. The so-called crazy dads, their kids are usually pretty good, and they usually win a lot. They're kind of expected to win, and there's a lot of pressure on them, and that's not a good thing. But see, you can have high expectations without placing ungodly amounts of pressure on kids. By the same token, you can also not put enough pressure on them. Just do your best. We'll love you no matter what. It's just a wrestling match. Sometimes the kids need that slap in the face that says, hey, you've been doing this a long time. Let's go get this match won, right? The kids like that. That's what the college coaches do. They told me at Oklahoma State, they go, you're expected to win here, guys. If you don't win, you won't be wearing this. They held up the uniform and they said, you are expected to win when you're at Oklahoma State. If you don't win, you won't wear this. Obviously, we didn't have to win every single thing, right? That's not realistic. No one's getting punished for losing. I knew a volleyball coach, and she punished her girls every time they missed, the girl made a bad play or something, even in practice. They spent half their practice doing squat thrusts and getting screamed at. So you shouldn't punish failure. It's silly. And that's what the so-called crazy dads do. But we also... How many of you as adults have had these ideas in your head? Maybe starting a business, maybe going back to school, maybe you want to run a marathon, maybe you join a gym, you get excited. We all do it. I do it too. You get excited, you're going to get in shape, and then you don't, and then you get mad, you get back in the gym again, you rededicate yourself. Wouldn't it be nice if someone just said, hey, you've been screwing around with this a long time, let's go. You'd probably like that. You probably would love it just if someone would just grab you and say, hey, let's get off the fence. Let's start making some progress here. And I think that's one thing that the best coaches do without applying negative pressure. And sometimes if you're struggling, with starting your business or whatever you have decided you're going to do, right? As an adult, and someone says, you're fine the way you are. Your life is perfect the way it is. Quit trying so hard. It's okay just to be normal. And you're like, okay, yeah, you're right. You might be better served if someone nicely just, gave that little shake and jolt and say, hey, let's go. Let's make progress. So how do I do it? Well, I remember seeing Terry Brands before Spencer Lee won the NCAA title. Right before the match, you can watch it on YouTube. The kid's walking on the mat and he shakes his hand and he goes, go win. Right? That's cool. Go win. Now, obviously, this kid's a world champion in high school, so you wouldn't say that to a first-year JV kid wrestling a 4-time high school state champ. That would be silly, right? And if you expected that kid to beat that state champ and you screamed at him after he did it and you made him do sprints for an hour, you'd be one of those crazy coaches or dads. That's silly. But there's nothing wrong with grabbing that kid and say, hey, let's have a match. You're a competitor. Let's go. See, that's good. So from a coaching standpoint and a parenting standpoint, I think it's a good thing to learn that it can be too hot, too cold, and it can be just right. So what if they're not ready to win? So this is where you set clear expectations. We call this the closing the gap. So, and we use it masterfully. And my parents who listen to me, they use it, and it's awesome. So in baseball, they don't say, hit a home run or you're doing sprints. No, they say, hit the ball, hit it hard, hit it clean, and hit it often. Don't worry about hitting home runs. If it goes over the fence, great. If someone catches it, great. If you strike out, we'll have to get better in the batting cages and figure out our form or whatever. But you're going to double down, and you need to hit that ball. right? That's how you get off the bench. If you don't hit the ball, you sit on the bench. If you hit the ball, you don't have to sit on the bench, right? But you need to hit the ball. Well, in wrestling, we shouldn't expect our kids to hit grand slams and home runs, but we need to expect them to hit the ball. So what I say is this: there's too much talk nowadays about always trying to get bonus points, dominate everyone. The college coaches say it a lot. Only the top 2 or 3 college coaches say it. They've got some fancy kid who won 5 state titles in New York. He won 3 world titles in high school. He's a special kid. I guarantee you Purdue isn't saying that. I guarantee you Iowa State isn't saying that to all of their guys. They're just trying to win. Kerry Collat's really smart. He's always on his guys. One of his guys a year ago said, I don't even have my NCAA goals yet. Season's a half year. Kerry just wants me to focus on getting better and winning these big matches, and because he didn't believe in himself yet. Kerry Collat even says some of his athletes, he has to take them out of the win-loss column. They can't focus on winning and losing. They can't be completely outcome-based because it stresses them out. Now, because those kids don't necessarily have a history of winning under their belt. They don't have 8 years of experience of being in the winning column. They have this big upside, but it causes them anxiety. So, you know, what we do is we say close the gap. So if you beat me by 8 points, and then within 3 weeks you can only beat me by 3, I have passed up 80 kids in the state of, you know, Oklahoma or Missouri or Virginia or Iowa, wherever you're from. That's a good thing. So I'm still getting second place, but I know that I have passed up a lot of competitors. I can't go from losing by 8 points to beating you in 2 weeks. That could be a difficult task. It might happen, just like the ball may go over the fence. I'm only going to put pressure on myself to do what I can do. So if I tell a kid, go win, it doesn't mean get your hand raised to win. It means you have that 2-point match and you solidify yourself as a competitor who is nipping on the heels of the state champion. Now the kid's like, yes, I can do that. When my crazy dad was trying to tell me I'm supposed to win, that scared me because I know I probably can't. And I didn't want to disappoint him. There's a lot of pressure, and I stressed over it for 5 days. I went out there and I laid an egg because I was emotionally stressed out and had no energy. And then my mom saying, just do your best. I love you no matter what. It's only a sport. That wasn't helping me either. But what Nick said really did help, which was I have a game plan. The kid turned me twice with a cross-face cradle. I know he's not going to cross-face cradle me anymore because I drilled 400 times how to stop it, and I had Nick on top of me in practice going live trying to turn me with that same cross-face cradle, and it didn't work. And I know this kid can't turn me now, and I really do think I can have a 2-point match with him. And just like a professional baseball player is only instructed to hit the ball, and they don't even put all the pressure on them to always try to crush home runs, Nick doesn't put pressure on me to win all the time. He just wants me to close the gap. And if I can close the gap, I'm going to be and have a 2-point match with this opponent and not get turned. I'm going to be excited about my second place. I'm going to have a smile ear to ear. See, now wrestling, being a competitor became fun instead of becoming a source of stress and anxiety. So that's my evaluation on the exact way to do it. You don't want to be throwing these niceties out there. You want to rattle them and say, hey, the A games is required, and I expect tough performance, and I expect progress, and we're going to high five after the match. Let's have some fun and let's let it fly. The kids are like, yeah, that's cool. I can do that. It's not the pressure. It's not good either. It's right in the middle. That's perfect. Good luck. You can check us out at purlerwrestling.com if you want to see more. We would love to have you at our camps. We pretty much do it all.